Welcome back to Dan's Messy Garage. But again, I'm not in the garage, I'm in my van. It's an Econoline E350 van, passenger van, that I converted into a camper. But that's not why we're here. We're here for part 3 of a video that had to do with charging my EcoFlow River Pro off a 1,000-watt Best Tech Pure Sine inverter hooked to a battery. I have my van running right now, and in the part 2 video I started to do this, but I didn't complete everything, so I'm going to do a more complete job. I have a lot of appliances. I listed them down here. I have a heat lamp, a small toaster, a bigger toaster, small cut K-cup machine, bigger K-cup, electric heater, electric pot, small Foreman grill, big Foreman grill, and charging my EcoFlow and charging my humbless generator. This is a humbless power generator, similar to the EcoFlow, but physically way bigger. But it's a beast. It's a heavy beast. It's got a 1,000-watt inverter on it, but it only has 600 watts battery. So actually, it's a smaller battery than my River Pro with a bigger inverter. But anyways, it's a beast. It's probably 10 or 11 years old. 11 years old, in fact. Somebody bought it in 2012. It came with a folding solar panel and a little hand crank generator you could actually use to charge it, which is crazy. But they didn't want it. They never really used it. So I bought it extremely cheap, and I put it in my van for whatever reason, just because I wanted to. So what I'm going to do first is take these appliances, which I have scattered out all around in here, and I'm going to plug them in to shore power. That's what this power strip is. And I have a meter. It's like a kilowatt meter, but this is a different brand. I don't even know what brand it is. It's up there, but I can't see it through the camera. And I'm going to compare how much each one of these products take. Shore power versus inverter versus my River Pro versus that humbless. So let's get started. First on the list is a heat lamp. That's this thing here. It's a 250-watt bulb, so it's a resistive load. It should be a constant draw. I just unplugged it. First, I'm going to plug it into shore power, into this meter. See, right now we're about, well, 59, 60 hertz. Should be 60 hertz, coming right from Detroit Edison. I'm in Michigan. Everything's zeroed out. 122 volts coming from shore power. Alright, so let's plug this heat lamp in. I'm going to try to set this camera down here. Alright, heat lamp going in. Heat lamp's on. Let me get to watts. Okay, 262 watts. And I'm watching it here. It's going from 262, let's call it 4, to 262.6. All right, give me a second to write that down. I'll just put 262 for shore power. Okay, plug it into the Best Tech inverter. It's right here. Turn that thing on. Okay. Wait for the screen to light up. Okay, it's on. Camera's crooked, sorry about that. I have a amp meter clamped onto the cables going into it. So let's take our heat lamp, plug it into the inverter. Actually, I'm going to do this. I'm going to plug everything through this kilowatt type device so we get a more accurate reading on everything. All right, plug this in here. All right, so this kilowatt shows about 256.3 something. This is saying 287. Okay, I'm going to write down 287. And I'm going to write down 256. Now, why is that different? I can't answer that. I'm just showing you what I get. 256. 256, I'll put an M there, meaning it was taken from the meter. Okay, next we're going to plug the heat lamp into the EcoFlow. I'm going to have to move you around to do this here. Okay. Turn this thing sideways so I can get to the plug. Plug that in. And that says we're outputting, keep the reflections there, 261 watts. This says 273.4. You can find my pencil. Okay. Heat lamp on EcoFlow, 261. And the meter shows 273. M for meter. All right, let me plug that into the homeless. Take that out of there. Down here. Of course, these plugs are all different angles. All right, homeless shows on the meter 254-ish. And I'm gonna let that settle down for a second. Looks like it's dropping, doesn't it? I'm gonna call it 253. This does not have a meter on it. It just all has is when you push this thing down here, some lights will light up, but there is no meter. So 253. Okay. 253 meter. All right. Next on the list, small toaster. Okay. Turn the heat lamp off. Grab this little toaster. Now this is Hamilton Beach 2-slice old toaster. It still works though. I use it in the van. All right, first we're gonna plug it into shore power through this guy. Sorry, I just knocked you guys over. All right, well, it's kind of a cramped space in here, but excuses, right? Okay, so let's push this down. Meter showing 787-ish watts coming from the shore power strip. Dropping. Don't know why. I'm calling it 782. Okay. Alright, so 782. Power. And it's hot, but not a lot of heat. Turn that thing off. Okay. Now we plug the small toaster into the inverter. So unplug this. Get that out of the way. Plug it into that. Toaster down. Okay, big difference. It's saying it's 805-ish, 6, 805, 4, over 800. That Best Tech is showing 915, 802. So, small toaster, 802 and 915. 802 on the meter. Alright. Turn that off. Whoops. Wrong button. Okay. Best Tech drops down 0. And it shows, let's see what the voltage is. I guess I should have been checking that. Oh well, I didn't. Alright, so the Best Tech idle 117 volts, 60 hertz. I'm going to push toaster down just for fun. We still have 60 hertz. Back to 805 watts, 6.9 amps, 115 volts. And the display is showing 115 volts with 11.7-ish battery voltage, 900. This, let me get back to it, 781. Okay. I don't know why all these discrepancies, but that's why you experiment, right? Okay, so now we're going to plug that small toaster into the EcoFlow. Okay. Let's see what the EcoFlow says for voltage. It says 122. 60.02 hertz. Get back to watts. There's watts. All right, push the toaster down. EcoFlow says 589. This is 602. 589. 602 on the meter. Now you can always see the difference here. The EcoFlow has a I forgot what the term is, but it limits things to 600 volts. I'm just 600 volts. 600 watts. It lowers the voltage, keeps amps the same. So let's find out what it's lowering the voltage to. Toaster back on. Let that climb back up there. 590. This is 603. 6 amps. See, 99.5 volts, so it lowered it 122 down to 99 volts, 60 hertz. So it's holding the frequency. 600 watts, 6.02 amps, 99.6 volts. So that is keeping the current and frequency, lowering the voltage for a resistive load. Now this is not as hot on a toaster as it would be on the inverter or the power strip, but it does work because I have toast in it using that. Okay, so now let's plug it into the bigger inverter, 1000 watt inverter. Let's see what we get. Lots of noises, I know. Okay, can we do this so you can see that? Meter is showing 660-ish watts, 7.2 amps, 119 volts, 120 volts, 59.2 hertz. So this one's holding the voltage better. I can feel the heat because I'm leaning over the toaster. 59.2 hertz. That was 3 minutes. I've been using this on for 3 minutes. Not just this test, that's an accumulative number. Okay, 973. Good enough. All right, so 973. I'm losing track of my mind here. So that's the problem when you get old. I'm an old retired fart and don't even know what day it is. All right, okay, so next on the list, big toaster. That's that thing back there. Hang on, I gotta move this hot little guy. I can imagine what that sounds like on your end. Get that heat lamp out of the way. It's a bigger toaster out. Now this is a Elite Gourmet. This is a newer one. It's got big wide slots. Yeah, you see what it says it's rated at. It might be 1100. 1300 watts. So right away we know that's going to limit it to 600 watts. Drop the voltage, resistive load. Don't know what this will do. That's only a 1000 watt inverter. This is supposedly 1300 watts. This is a 1000 watt inverter. These might click off. Be a fun experiment. Okay, first we go with, whoops, we gotta go through the meter. Oh, hang on folks, hold on, whoops, don't go anywhere yet. This goes in here, and we got 122 volts still from Detroit Edison, 60 hertz, and 0 watts. Okay, so now let's put that there. Push the toaster down, and here we go, folks. 1100, and I'm gonna say 440. No. Can you see that smoking? I brought that in from the house and I shook up all those crumbs in there. It smells like toast in here now. Okay, so, well, let's just go 1138. Okay, let me stop this. Get my pen. Big toaster. 1138. Okay, I don't need to put meter M by any of these because I'm using the 120 volt shore power from Detroit Edison. The only way I can measure that is, ta-da, with my meter. All right. Okay, so now we go take the big toaster, plug it into the Best Tech inverter. This may kick off because it's only a 1,000 watt inverter. Let's see if I can get the camera over here. Boy, this is not easy, folks. All right, because I just don't have a lot of room in here. Okay, enough yakking. Here we go. What's the inverter gonna do? It's showing 1260. It's still going. Fans just kicked in the inverter. It shows it's only putting out 964, even though the meter on it says 1240. Aha, interesting. Let's see what the voltage is. 100 volts, so it did drop it. 60 hertz, 950, 1234. That's what I'm going to write down. 950, 1234. Let's turn that off. Okay. 1234, 950 meter. That's going to be close enough for my purposes. All right, so now we take the big toaster, plug her in, EcoFlow. Make sure we're still getting okay. We're starting out with 122 volts. I'm gonna leave it on volts for a second. When I push the toaster down, watch the voltage drop. Drop quick. It's down to 80. And this 598. So that is limiting to 600 watts. 60 hertz, still good. And 609 watts. But the big thing is that it's dropping the voltage. Can't get back to it. There it is, to 80 volts. If you remember, that dropped the voltage too. Okay. I'm losing my mind here. All right, so 598. $607, close enough. EcoFlow shows 598. Meter said 607, but the voltage was down. Now, we're gonna take this, plug it into this other inverter. Boy, it's getting hot in the van with all these toasters going on. All right, okay, let's see. Voltage. Starting out 117. Stay. Okay. Whoops. Uh-huh. I think that just clicked off. Yeah, it did. That light went from green to red. So I gotta turn the inverter off. Give it a few seconds. Turn it back on. Check the voltage. 117. So I didn't blow the inverter up. But let's see if we can catch this in the act here. You know, kinda. Just kinda watch it, that light when I push the toaster down. Okay, here we go. Right away, boom. And this dropped. Or not dropped, it turned off. Turn that off. Give it a few seconds. Okay. So, we learned that 1,000-watt inverter will not work this big toaster. The EcoFlow will make toast, but it limits it to 600 watts. This would make toast, and I forgot what it did here. There it is. About, look at this, this is strange. Got 1138 here from Detroit Edison. Meter said 950. Inverter showed 1234. So, what is it? Who knows? Okay, this one, I'm just gonna say overloaded. All right, now we move on to a small K-cup coffee maker. Now this is something I like. Where is that little guy? It's up here. This is a Chulux. I showed it in the other video briefly, but it's a little K-cup thing. Come on, stay. No, be nice. Stay there. All right, so we open this up and you pour the water in here. I'm gonna take a second to talk about another quick item. You all seen Yeti cups. This is a Sunwill, you know, like a Chinese copy of a Yeti for maybe $14 or $15. It's got the, you know, little lid that goes on. Anyways, this is amazing. I mean, it'll hold a cup of hot stuff for a long time. Anyways, I'm getting beyond myself here. So, the way this little coffee pot works is you pour the water in here. You have to measure it first, though. That's the thing, because what you pour in is what comes out. So, let's pour this in here. I'm trying to do this from behind the camera. I don't know if I'm got it in frame or not, but that's okay. All right. And then you take a K-cup, move this big one out of the way. Take a K-cup, you put your K-cup right in the top, put this down, lock it. There's only one button on it, it's right there. It turns on and it'll turn itself off when the coffee is done. Now, this thing will kind of cycles on and off. So it'll pull power and then it'll turn itself off. Pull power, turn itself off. So it works really good on these power things because it's not sucking a lot of juice all the time. And first we're gonna put it into my power strip, shore power. Still got 122 volts. I'm gonna have to find a place to put you guys here. All right. Take my coffee pot, plug that in. And let's go to watts. Frequency still good. Watts. Okay. Interesting. It shows it's using 0.4 watts and it's not turned on. Let me unplug it, see what happens. That drops. I didn't know that. So it's using power just being plugged in. Well, you learn something every day, don't you, folks? Okay, so now we're going to turn this. Whoops. Put that under there. Turn that on. That'll turn blue. Takes about 4.5 minutes for this whole thing. But I'm not going to make, you know, 4 cups of coffee. I'm just going to make one. I'm going to show you what it pulls on each one of these devices. All right, so about 718 watts. Okay, turn that off. Come over here, say 718. But that's not continuous, because this thing will turn itself, cycle on and off as it's making the coffee. All right, next we plug it into the best deck. Turn that on. Make sure I have the coffee pot, which I do. Plug that in there. That's not showing any draw. This is still showing 0.4. At least that's consistent. Turn the little coffee pot on. Okay. Showing it's pulling more. 743. 746. Still changing, isn't it? Well, it looks like 837 is good enough. 746. Turn that off. So we got 843. Boy, oh boy. Forgot what I just said. Oh, 7. Turn it back on so I can get these numbers. 730 and 843, so 730. You know, this might not be exact, but you know, that's life. Okay, so now we move over to this guy. Make sure the green light's on, which it is. Plug it into there. Still 0.4 watts. Turn that back on. $7.76. 7.82. 3. So that coffee maker's heating up. 780. Let's say 788. Okay. And that's the big one. 788. That's gonna be meter also, because it's the only way I can measure it on that big thing. So now we're gonna try River Pro coffee pot. We'll get this out of here. Plug this into there. And I gotta plug the coffee pot back in, don't I? Okay. There. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. All right, turn this still. 0.4 watts. On. See, that's going to limit it to about 600, so. $5.95 or 6. See? See how this cycles? There. It just went from 0.4. Now it's 612-ish. Oh, what the heck's beeping? Huh. Looks like it turned the inverter off. No? Inverter's still on. No, it's working. What's going on here? I just heard something beeping. I don't know what it was. This is 592. This is 6:07. It was 6:11. Oh, coffee's starting to come out. Well, I just better let it run now. It's because it's making the coffee. And while it's pumping the coffee, it uses very little wattage. It was at 2.3. Now the heater's back on. Turned off. 2.3. Like I said, that thing, it cycles on and off even when it's plugged into the wall. Okay, so coffee's almost done. Boy, that smells good. I'm gonna enjoy that, even though it is, yeah, 9 o'clock-ish. It's okay. That's at night, by the way. This is not morning. There's the outside, which you can't even see through the windows. It's so dark up there. Okay, that's just about done. Nice little coffee maker, though. Nice. I like that thing. Okay, so let me unplug it. Unplug the coffee maker. Give this a sip. Good and hot. Put my old fancy lid on here. And that's gonna stay hot for half an hour. All right. What's next on the lid? Oh, I didn't do this, did I? That's gonna be about the same. 598. And I think it was like 611 on the meter, close enough. These are all gonna be, you know, pretty consistent because of the way that limits 600 watts. There is a setting. You go and hook it up to your phone, which I'm recording on my phone. And into the app settings, you can turn this feature, that 600 watt max feature, on or off. I'm leaving it like it is for now. Okay. Now we're gonna go to the big coffee maker. That's this big full-size regular Keurig. I don't know the model number. K60 if I remember right. But it's the big one I use every day, a few times a day in the house. Reservoir water. And let me find the power plug for it. Okay, first we gotta go into shore power. Yeah, I know I'm giving you guys a roller coaster ride here, but you know, what can I say? Hang on. All right, so we go shore power. And we still got 122. Detroit Edison's fairly reliable here. All right, now take Mr. Keurig, plug him in there, go to wattage. So this is using 3.69 watts idling. You know, it's not heating up. Of course, I knew there was some draw, but you know, it's got a clock and things in it. All right, so I'm just going to simulate putting K-cup in. You just have to open it up and close it. And then you know what I didn't do? I didn't turn it on. Smart rope. Okay, let's do that. Let's come up here and push that magic button. Okay, it's going through some gyrations. Probably because I moved it from the house to here and sloshed the water all around. But it just pumped some water from the reservoir into the machine, and now it's going to heat it up. And it shows that it's taking about 1150 5, 6, 7. I'll call it there. 1158 from shore power. Alright, now if I plug it into Best Tech, will it work? We're going to find out. First I'm going to turn this off because I don't want to hurt it. It's been a good machine for the last few years. So I take it from there. Whoops, I can't do that. I got to leave this meter plugged in. Okay. Plug that in there. Okay, 3.5 watts. Remember to turn it on. It's on. Pulling. It's jumping all around, isn't it? What do I say it's pulling? Let's say 980 because it started out higher than that. That's showing 1256. So we're going to do that. We're going to write down 1256, 980 on the meter. I'm not sure if that would make a cup of coffee because of the 980 indicated on the meter. All right, EcoFlow. Well, we know a scenario. That's going to say 600. This is going to be just over 600. So I'm not even going to bother with that. See, I don't want to mess this thing up. Nice. All right. Let's try that. We'll put this over here. Turn her back on. Boom. Red light. Shut off. So that can't handle over 1,000 watts. It just says, see ya. Turns itself off. All right. Back on. Okay, so we're going to say here, same as above. And this is going to say overload. Overloaded. Yeah, some days I can read my own writing. Okay. Now, electric heater. That's this little guy. This is got a low and a high on it, plus a fan setting. I really don't know what it pulls. We're going to find out together. Okay, so take the electric heater. That's this plug. I got so many plugs around here. I gotta make sure I got the right one. Okay, it is. First, we're gonna go into power strip. Just had that reverse. That doesn't go in reverse. All right, so this goes here. I forgot all about checking the amp draw. Poor Van's been running all this time. Maybe that's why it's getting so hot in here, because the heat's on in the van. Okay, so nothing going on because the heat's turned off. So let me go over here. And I'm going to put it on. There's the fan, low heat. Low heat. It's over 500 watts and climbing, 600, 700, that's low. 800, 60, 75, 80, wow. stop? Well, I'm gonna call it there, 925. Blowing out lots of heat. 925. Okay. So we take it out of here. Will the inverter do it? We don't know. I haven't tried that ever. Plug that in. Dropping instead of climbing. And that display, 1060-ish, 1063. Let's just call that 884, 1063. Okay. $884, 1063. So the inverter, 1063, 884 on the meter. Okay. Same as above. And hummus, 800, 900. This might be the limit for that thing. We're gonna find out. Okay, make sure this is still turned on because I turned it off. This is not low, by the way. That's, no doubt that's 1500. There's no way that either of these generators or this little inverter is gonna handle that. So we're gonna plug it into this guy. Watch it climb. 1066 still climb. It's still working. So that 1000-watt inverter is doing it. Dropping, but does that mean the voltage is dropping too? Voltage 119, frequency 59.2. Power factor, watt, 90. See that it started out over 1,000 and now it's down to 981-ish. But it didn't kick off. It's still on. Turn this guy off because I really don't need all this extra heat in here. So I'm gonna just put in here about 1,000, approximately 1,000, because that's where it started out, and it's dropped down a little bit, but it was working on, you know. Electric pot, another thing I really like. Let me get the heater out of the way here. This little guy. Now this is another Chinese thing off Amazon. Didn't cost very much. Glass lid. Has a little plastic thing that you can put eggs in. Regular old cord. Well, it's the same cord, by the way, that you can plug into the EcoFlow or plug into this hummus universal cord, like on the back of your desktop computer. Alright, so plug that inside here. Okay, first off, low and a high. I'm gonna have to move it because it has a short cord, so I'm gonna put it on the floor. And I don't want to turn it on without anything in there, so dump some water in there. That's enough. Okay, first, get the right cord. Hang on, I gotta set you guys down again. on the roller coaster ride. Okay, so I got the cord through the meter. Into shore power. Just for fun, we still got 122 volts, 60 hertz. Okay. Watts. Here we go. Turn it on low. Nothing's very level right now, but I guess that'll work. Okay, it's on low. I'm going to call it 323. I'll write that down. 323. Low. I got to erase what I just wrote because I didn't leave room for high. Okay. Whoops. 323 low. And I don't know if the camera picks it up. Just like in the other video, you can kind of see the water moving around in there. You know, the heat, like, you know how you see the heat coming off pavement and you can see heat waves or heat signature coming off of stuff that's hot. Well, anyways, it's in the water there. All right, we're still at, well, 322-ish. I'm gonna go up to high. .636. Turn that off because I don't want to boil the water yet. So 636 on high. Now we go to the best tick. I hope you guys enjoy this long video. I've never made one this long before. Probably gonna take me a month to upload it. Alright, so back on low. Last 297. And look at that. That says 3. So this meter's not totally accurate. Should have mentioned that earlier. This always indicates 115 volts, regardless. So that's got to be just something to mess with your mind, because it's not always 115 volts. So like we're at 297 watts. Let me see what this says for volts. Well, this is close this time, 116. 59.97 hertz. Power factor 0.909. 297, that's close enough on low. And we're starting to get some little bubble action in there. So I'm going to turn this up on high while I write down 297. Low. And on high. Get some boiling action already. We're at 641-ish. We'll call it 640. 730. And we got boilage. So this will run electric pot. Like I said, I like this thing for just boiling water. You know, if you want to make a coffee or whatever, soup, meals, throw a bunch of veggies, cans of stuff in there, and really good for camping. All right. So let's unplug this. And we know that the EcoFlow is going to limit things to 600. Should work out low good enough though. Okay, low. $327. $296. $327, $296. Forgot what I was doing already. Meter says 327. EcoFlow says 296. Will it do it on high? See if the water's boiling. High. It's going to limit it. 611. 593. Boiling. I didn't leave space here. 593. 611 meter. Boy, I'm making a mess out of this chart. That's okay. All right. Homeless. Low. $334. $334. Low. High. I'm going to say 684. It's dropping now, but water's boiling, so 684. Close enough. 684 high. These are all meters. Okay, so now we go small Foreman grill. Where'd that little guy go? It's right here. It's only, I don't know, 10 by 10. Good one-person grill. I like it. I use it in this van a lot. Use the pot a lot. Use that coffee pot a lot. And the other little toaster, wherever that guy went. Oh, he's back under the bed there. All right. All right. So Foreman into shore power. It's only got one speed setting, whatever you want to call it. It's plug and play. There's no on switch. It has a light that goes on and off as it heats up and gets ready. And we're looking like 683. Now we go to the best deck. Plug it from here. Plug that in there. Four. Yeah, I'm gonna go with 683 again. By the way, that says 780. So this meter is not accurate. 681.8. So this will run this. That's good. Good to know. Fan just kicked on that. It's not very loud though. It's probably loud on the camera, but it's like desktop computer type fan noise. Same with this. So this was 680. Oh man, my mind is torn in half. I'm gonna go 683 again. It might have been 4. Close enough. So it should work on the homeless too. So we take and plug this into there. Look at that, it says more. Isn't that something? Is that because it's hot? I got my hand on top of it here and it's getting hot. 641, 3, 4. I'm going 745. Good enough. All right, 745. I don't know why, but that's what it said. Huh. I'll let you guys take a gander at what I wrote so far. You have to pause it if you want to read more than that. Okay. So we go to the big foreman. Big one, big one, big one. Where is he? Oh, he's up here on the driver's seat. And this guy's a little warm. Well, I didn't plan this very well, did I? I can't pick that up. But anyways, I got another foreman. Ugh. This bigger guy makes two things. The small one I keep in the van. Use this one in the house. I don't know what it's supposed to take. Let me see if I can turn her over and read it. Upside down, that's good. I'm seeing 1150. I don't know if I can point out or not, but it's right under there. It says 1150 watts. So first we're going to plug it in, shore power. I got to set you guys down. You're probably yelling at me to set you down a long time ago. Okay, let me see. I'll just set it right up there. How's that? That's good. Okay, we got to go through the meter. Well, this little guy's still putting on a lot of heat here. All right, what do we got? We're getting 970 so far. I'll let that shoot for a minute. Let me write 970 down. Big foreman. Shore power 970. Okay, take it out of there. Best tech. Well, if I'm going to find out if this will do it or not. It should, but oh, I hurt my alternator. Kick in there. Let's see what we got. I don't know if you can see that where you are. We're at 915-ish. That says 1092. 915-ish. 1092. And the fan just kicked on in that. Okay, this we know. If I plug it in River Pro 600, it'll probably work to cook something. It's going to take longer because that's just a resistive element in there. So I should try that someday, see if it'll actually cook with that. I'm pretty sure it will. All right, so we go here and we say same as above, because we know. See, that's over 900 watts. It's going to get limited to 6. Now, humbless. 970, 915 should work. Take this. It's a 1000-watt inverter in there. And whoops, I saw 1080 something. Red light came on. That won't run this. Turn it Yep, see, I turned it on and it just immediately turned off. Let me unplug it. Off. Okay, green light's still on. All right, so this was an overload. Well, what the heck? Let's have a little bit of fun here. I don't know if this cord will reach. I'm going to try to plug this big heavy guy into EcoFlow River Pro. Okay, that light turned on. It's doing something. We're at 601 or 2 on the screen. 614 here. 613. 599. That likes to settle around 598, 9. And 613. It's still heating up. In fact, I feel heat coming off it. So it probably would work off of that. Yep, 597. 611. So take this out of here. Even though it's same as above, I'm going to write it in here. 597. I know I saw 613, so I'm going to put that down there. Okay. Charging EcoFlow River Pro. How much does this pull from the outlet, I mean the shore power inverter, and will this one solar generator charge another solar generator? Let's find out. Right now, we're at 58% charge. So I gotta find the cord for that. Got so many cords around here. Okay. I'm losing it, and here it is. Unplug that. Let's plug this in to this. We go to shore power. There. And it's going to ramp up. It's going to probably take a few seconds here to get going. It's not an instant draw. Let's see how we're doing over here. 550, 60, 90, 600. That's usually around 600-ish. 570 I saw there, and we're at 680, 2, 4, 5, 7. Still climbing. $700, 600. Okay, we'll just write that down. EcoFlow. Forgot what I just said. Oh, 700. Indicated 600. I'll just put EF here for 600 display. All right, so it took 700 from shore power. Now we go to inverter. It should do that, no problem. I've done this before. That's one of the reasons I got this inverter, was so I could charge my River Pro with the van. Usually while I'm driving, but you know. Okay, it's starting to ramp up. Let's say 5 something, 6 something, 7 something. Problem with these displays, you gotta look right at them to get it. looks like 768 on there. 695, 6, 7, 8, 9. Come on, 700. 601. So, same as that. So, 100, 601. But this here says 796. So I'm going to put 7964 inverter meter. All right. Okay. Turn this off. Can't plug it into itself. So this is a no-go. Can I charge it with the other? Should be able to. I don't think I tried this. Plug this into there. It's ramping up. Not seeing any issues here. Still going up. EcoFlow is going up also. See if we can get to 700. EcoFlow is showing 60656, 606, 704. So that will charge that. All right. Something like that. Okay, last thing. Can we, Humless, charging this guy. I think I tried this before. For some reason, that won't charge this unless you plug something else into that. Well, we're going to show that experiment in a minute here. Okay, let's find a plug for Humless. That's this guy. And we got to plug him into shore power. Do you guys work like me with all this clutter around all the time? Alright, let's unplug the EcoFlow. Get him out of the way. Find the cord for Mr. Humless. There we go. Plug him in here. Fans kick in immediately on that. That's one of the bad things about this. It's noisy. Whenever you charge it, that high-pitched fan is going. And that fan is a lot more obnoxious than, you know, the home computer fan sound coming out of this or the EcoFlow. But that one is noisy. All right, it's showing 256-ish watts. And that's about all this thing charges at. It's a slow charge. This River Pro charges fast. That charges kind of slow. And it's about the same if you did solar or if you plugged in 12 volts there. You can see I got a different connector here because I did a lot of experimenting with that. I mean, it's a good unit, but I don't like the way it sounds being charged. So we're going to say, well, it was 256. I'm going to call it 255. And turn that off because it's obnoxious. All right, 255. Inverter should handle it no problem. Says it's pulling more out of the inverter. 259-ish, 258 and dropping. And that says 257, 6, 8, 262, 257. So now these meters are reading kind of close, but a lot of times it's not like that. Okay. It's climbing now. I'm going to say 258. 258. 258 for Best Tech. EcoFlow. Here's where it gets interesting, because I know I tried this before. It didn't work good. Plug that in. But you can see this starts jumping around. And listen to that fan. The light's flashing. It doesn't like being charged with that. So I want to plug it. I didn't look at this meter, but that's immaterial because I don't want to do this. Now I found out if you put a load on this, find something here I can plug in. How about this heat lamp? Put this where it won't burn anything. Let's see, I'll put the heat lamp in here. Okay, heat lamp's on. And point that away so I don't burn anything. And that's showing, you know, 259-ish. Now, if I take and plug the charger for the hummus in here, it's gonna be fine. Fan's gonna stay steady, light's not blinking. 256. And that's showing 5, well, it's bouncing all around 510 to 512-ish, but it's doing both the light and this. So I can charge that if I put a load on this, but it doesn't like to be plugged in by itself. Okay, so I'm gonna unplug this, unplug that light, come here. Forgot what I just saw on the meter. Well, I know I have to write an exception here that must have other load while charging. Okay, so now we can't charge a hummus with the hummus, so that gets a nothing. So, after an hour and 18 minutes, what have we learned? Well, I didn't hear you guys say. You're probably not there anymore. Probably all went to bed. What time is it now? 9:41. Well, I hope you have a good night. This is Dan's Messy Garage. Bye.